We are Andrew and Leanne, and in 2021 we packed our bags, quit our jobs and sold our car to buy a one-way ticket to travel the world. Join us as we take our first hot bath in way too long. This morning we are leaving the tiny town of Marpha, and we have maybe a 6.5–7 hour walk to another small town called Gasa. We spend the night here, and then tomorrow we head to the hot spring town of Tatopani. We have two bridges in front of us. One is a new bridge, one is an old bridge. The old bridge does not look very safe at all. It has a wooden bottom and very rusted cables. So we're going to take the new bridge. We are just passing through a Tibetan refugee camp here just outside of Marpha in Lower Mustang. Okay, no time to stop, we have to keep going. So guys, quick update for today. We've just stopped in the small town of Lete and had an amazing plate of dal bhat. We're about to set back off because we have another 6.5 kilometers to go. However, there are thunderstorms due and it has just started to rain. So we're gonna pack the camera away, put the raincoat on the bag and set off. Good morning from Tatopani, a small town here in Lower Mustang. Tatopani means hot water in Nepali, and for good reason.
We're here in the hot spring, and as you can see, it's quite popular in the morning.
The water is such a nice temperature. Kind of feels like a hot spring in Japan, but the rules are slightly different. You bathe here fully clothed as opposed to being naked in Japan. And it's really nice to relax and soak your muscles in the morning. A lot of the locals actually drink the hot water here. So they say that the hot water here actually has like medicinal health benefits. We tried it yesterday. It's very salty. Definitely an acquired taste, but all the locals here sit and drink from the cups, so we're going to do the same. We've just finished up at the incredible Paudwa hot springs in Tatopani. A lot busier than I thought it would be at 5 AM. Just shows how popular those springs are. They felt absolutely incredible. It feels amazing to have natural hot spring water coat your skin at such an early time in the morning. We arrived, and on the way we were given incredible views of Nilgiri and the surrounding mountains. So if you're in Tatopani, there are two hot springs. There is one close to the town, which gets very busy with tourists, and then there is this one, which tends to be a little bit quieter and is more for the local people. However, to get to this spring, you do have to cross an incredibly dodgy looking bridge across an incredibly powerful river. We have left the town of Tatopani this morning, and we now have a 5-hour walk to a town called Shuka. Over the next 2 days we actually have to climb 2 kilometers up to reach the top of Poon Hill near Ghorepani. And then after that it's down, and then we take a jeep or a bus back to Pokhara. So we're starting to push towards the last leg of our second trek here in Nepal in Lower Mustang. But yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. And now we just have, as I say, another 5 hours to get to our resting stop for tonight.
Ow. So here we have the golden berry. As you can see, they're berries and they're golden. Dai is just trying to pick them without falling off the cliff. They're really, really tasty, quite sour, but also quite sweet. I think they'd make a really nice juice if you could get enough of them, but I think they're perfect right now. Quite similar to a blackberry, but a little bit different. So many.
Wow, so juicy now. Looks
Really nice.
really good, huh?
We figured out exactly what they taste like. They're like a cross between a blackberry and a physalis, which is a Chinese Cape gooseberry. That's what they taste like. So we've made it to the small town of Sika. I have ordered a dal bhat and a lemon juice that I've devoured because it was so hot today and I think I lost about 3 pints of water through sweat. Turns out I also probably lost about 3 pints of blood as well. Ram came in and told us that he had basically donated blood and we were like, what? And then he showed us like a leech bite. I took my shoe off and checked my foot and my sock had a blood patch like this big on it. And it turns out I've been eaten by a leech as well. So it's currently wrapped in tissue, so you won't see the blood. It's still bleeding. Ooh. I'll put a picture up of the aftermath, but I'm gonna eat my dal bhat first.
Looks good.
Mitucha. So, we made it to Shaka without any issues.
Getting here today, weather was absolutely boiling hot.
It was a very, very, very hot and sweaty day.
Most of it was all uphill, but it felt really, really good. Nice and strong, legs felt strong.
But we actually made it here in 3.5 hours. Ram told us it might take 5 hours, but we did it an hour and a half earlier than he predicted.
Views were amazing. We saw loads of mountains, lots of like local farms, walked through quite a lot of villages.
Yeah, tomorrow we make our way to Ghorepani, which is apparently quite a big town. So looking forward to seeing a big town after a couple of days of living in tiny little towns.
Looking forward to a shower and looking forward to hopefully some good weather coming up so we can see Manasalu.
Still really excited and looking forward to seeing what the rest of this trip has to offer.
Yeah, really enjoying it.
Good morning again from Shaka. So today we leave for Ghorepani. There's actually no views whatsoever today. It's completely misted over. So I'm probably not going to film much unless the sun comes back out and we get some nice views. Yeah, interesting day yesterday when we arrived. Ram actually came and called me and told me that there was a family further down in the town brewing rokshi. So we actually went over there and had some local made rokshi and she gave us some snacks. I'll put a quick video in now to show you. So this is how they make rokshi, the local wine. They have these, which are distilleries. They put cold water in the top, and inside they have chang, which is like a local brewed alcohol, and it evaporates and falls off the top into a small pot inside. So this is the end result. This is rokshi. It's very clear and it's also very, very strong. Dai, mitaja?
Ah, very good.
Doro doro.
Yeah.
And we're pairing the rokshi with these little dried anchovies, and they are absolutely delicious. But yeah, really, really cool little town. But today we're off to Ghorepani, which is like a bigger town. Hopefully we'll have better Wi-Fi. We'll have maybe like a really nice hot shower, fingers crossed. So yeah, we'll see you there.
Good morning and welcome to Ghorepani here in Nepal. We are up at 5:30 to try and see Manasalu this morning. It poured it down last night, massive thunderstorm around about 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. So it's cleared up a little bit today because it was quite misty. Behind you can see the beautiful Dhaulagiri. Looks really good, but we need to get up pretty quick because the clouds starting to come in. So we're climbing Poon Hill this morning to try and see Manasalu.
So I'm not gonna lie, when Ram came and woke us up, I really didn't want to wake up. I didn't sleep great last night, but today may be the only chance we get to see Manasalu, and so we have to wake up, we have to climb, and we have to cross our fingers that the cloud clears so that we get a good view. So we've made it to the top of Poon Hill in record time. It took us 30 minutes from Ghorepani. Unfortunately, so is the cloud. The sky was fairly clear at the bottom, and now even Dhaulagiri, which we had amazing views of earlier, is hiding as well. That's what remains.
Yeah, we are coming.
And unfortunately, Manasalu is completely obscured. Ram said there is still a small chance we will see it on the way back, but I don't know if we will. Fingers crossed. But even so, I'm still so made up. We've seen 6 of the 8,000 plus meter peaks, and it just means that we get to make another trip back to Nepal in the future to see the rest. And now that we've been to the top and got the stereotypical photo next to the sign, we're heading back down for breakfast because we're both starving and in desperate need for a cup of coffee. So we've just left Snowview Lodge, and they do by far the best latte I have had in all of Nepal. Today we are walking maybe 6 hours? Yeah, 6 hours to the small town of Tatopani. And it is our penultimate day of the trek. We have one more day after this before we head back to Pokhara.
So today is uphill in the morning for 1.5 hours, then all the way down for a few hours, normal walking, and then towards the end, all the way uphill again. I'll be glad when we're on level ground. Past 3 days have been pretty uphill. At least today the weather's not too hot again. Made it to the top of Poon Hill this morning. Quite nice view on the way up, a bit cloudy at the top. Today, really misty, a bit damp. Watching for leeches. Oh my god, so much uphill.
To put into context, me and Ram both got bitten by leeches. Leanne very nearly just got bitten by a leech. One fell into her shoe a second ago. So yeah, this path is like riddled with leeches. I think I'm going to tuck my pants into my socks.
I feel like little leeches.
Hey, take him off.
Mouth, same place. Oh my god.
He's off, quick, get rid. Yeah. Flick him off.
Leeches. You're gonna be fried. Feel like so tasty, like soft. He's drunk by my blood. Look at that.
Too much roxy in your blood.
See? He can.
He really wants.
See?
Oh my god! They're everywhere.
So Leanna's freaking out because she's just found another one on the floor right by her foot. They are absolutely desperate to get to us. That's the 5th leech we have seen today. So we just stopped for our first cup of tea. Had a quick leech check. We're all clear, none on our legs so far. We still have another 4 hours or so to go, so we still have a good chance of catching a leech or two along the way, but hopefully not. So we're just going to relax for a couple of minutes, drink a nice cup of milk tea, and then set off.
We've just reached the small town of Gondruk, or Gundruk. And as you can see behind me here, there is loads of fresh vegetables, wild vegetables that just grow in wild. And I think these are called Gundruk or Gondruk. can't remember. Similar to the town name. But they smell amazing, quite like herbal, fruity, a bit like rhubarb, but it's actually a vegetable.
So she's currently pounding a vegetable that they pick in the woods, and then what they do is they dry it and mix it with beans and other things, and they make like a dried condiment called gundruk. It's really good. We've had it a few times with dal bhat. It's delicious. It's really, really nice. So it's just starting to rain, so I'm going to throw the camera back in the bag, and we'll see you in Tatopani. This is our kind of recreational room here in Tatopani. As you can see, everybody's cleared out now. It's still raining, so we're kind of going to hold off until the rain dies a little bit. But in here, we have a wonderful fire to keep us warm. This has kind of become our life for the past 5 or 6 weeks. So Ram has taught us a Nepali game called Dumbal, and we bet beans because it's safer than real money.
I'm gonna be nearly losing, just I have 4 left. What can I do? Maybe no dinner for today.
So today is actually our final day walking here in Lower Mustang. Sorry that we're not going to be able to film it, but it's absolutely pouring down with rain. You wouldn't see much anyway, and we don't want to risk the camera getting soaked. So we're going to pack the camera away, and then we'll film when we get back to Gandruk. If you're wondering where we're staying, we're actually staying at the amazing Himalaya tourist guest house. The woman who owns this place is absolutely lovely. They've got Wi-Fi, they've got charging, they've got hot showers, and the rooms are really comfortable as well. So if you're in the Tatopani area, this is a good place to choose. Anyway, we're going to pack the camera away, and we'll see you back in Gandruk. Good morning, guys, from the tiny little town of Gandruk. Once again, sorry we didn't film yesterday. It actually rained non-stop from the moment we left Tatopani until, well, this morning, really. You can see the ground is still absolutely soaking wet. Rude. You can see the clouds are still rolling in behind us. In fact, there's still a little bit of rain in the air. But anyway, last night we got back here. We both had a shower, uploaded the vlog because the Wi-Fi in this place was fantastic. We sat downstairs, and because it was kind of like the last night, we had one final hurrah. And we all had a cup of chang, which was brewed just down here in this little garden. And it was by far the strongest alcohol I've ever drank in my life. 1 cup, and I was a little tipsy, to say the least. We are staying here at the Hotel Samyang. Really, really nice place. The owners are really, really lovely. Food was great last night, and yeah. I would definitely recommend this place. If you're in Gandruk and you need a good Wi-Fi connection, this place is good. Bed's really comfortable, the shower was good, Wi-Fi was good, and as far as I'm aware, it's quite cheap. So yeah, Hotel Samyang if you are in Gandruk. So, I warned myself about my shoes about 15 days ago when I started this trek. Luckily, until now, I haven't had an issue with them. And then a trail of donkeys came up the path, and I had to jump onto like a muddy bank to avoid them. My shoes finally betrayed me, and I got one final memento from this trip in Lower Mustang. And just like that, we are back in Pokhara. It is so much hotter here. It must be around 30 degrees today. And yeah, we're still wearing long pants, and we're really not used to the heat. Good morning. So we arrived in Pokhara last night, absolutely exhausted. So we had pizza and went to sleep. This morning, we are now on the bus that will take us from Pokhara to Kathmandu. It's supposed to take 8 hours, but last time took us 11 hours. So we'll see how we get along. So we've just made our first stop on our way to Kathmandu at this little buffet breakfast place. You pay 250 rupees to get access to the buffet, and then we have about 15 minutes before we have to go. So I'm going to throw the food down my neck and get back on the bus.